Good morning, friends. Today we are going to continue the next part. In the last lecture, we talk about instrumentation and the principle of the AS. We have seen principle of the AS. It is very simple. Then we come to know the instrumentation of this particular AS. In that we have seen the first one is the radiation source, that is a halocathode lamp is used. Then rotating chopper is there, flame is there, monochromator is there, photocell is there, amplifier is there, and a readout device. That already we have seen. In the last lecture we in the details seen the halocathode lamp. Today we are going to see the next component of this particular is, as we know, we have seen the function of the halocathode lamp. It will provides you the radiation. Okay, and that radiation will send to the flame through the rotating chopper. The name itself indicates that chopper is nothing but it will cut, it will select particular part. Likewise, this chopper is nothing but the a rotating mirror of such a shape that permits the beam to pass through during one half of its period of rotation. The main aim or say role of this particular rotating chopper is that the work function of the chopper is that it is a mirror, rotating mirror. What will do? It will cut that radiation, or say it will allow, or it will pass, it will permit the beam to pass through during the one half of its period of rotation. During the other half, beam is reflected and not allowed to pass. The result that an intermittent pulsating current is obtained. Intermittent pulsating current is obtained. Such a beam produces alternating current in the PMT. The radiation from the flame is continuous and produce direct current in the phototube, which is not amplified. The amplifier is turned to amplify the alternating current coming from the chopper. What is there? The main function is that why the chopper is used. You can directly pass that particular radiation to the flame, but what will happen? It will not give the particular pulsating current properly. That's why this particular rotating chopper will result in intermittent pulsating current, and such beam produces the AC current in the photomultiplier tube. Otherwise, in the phototube you will not get the AC current. An amplifier will not be able to amplify such a signal coming from this particular PMT. Then the next is the atomizer, or say you can call it as a burner or say flame. A flame is produced by burning a fuel gas, hydrogen, in the presence of oxidant O2. A premix or laminar type burner is used. A sensitivity of the flame atomizer is less because large amount of sample is drained off in the premix burner, whereas in case of the total consumption burner, droplets are sometimes too large to undergo atomization flame to produce ions from the sample. It is also called as okay. Then Uh, to overcome this particular atomizer, electrothermal atomizer is used. It is a non-flame technique in which electrically heated graphite furnace tubes or rods are sometimes used instead of the high temperature flame to produce ions from the sample. It is also called as the graphite furnace. It is called as the graphite furnace. See, in the FES we have seen the two types of the burner we have used. Which are those? Flame atomizer. This is the disadvantage of the flame burners. We have one was the premix burner and another one was the laminar flow burner, or we can call it as a total consumption burner. They are having their drawbacks. To overcome this drawback, in the AS, the another type of the atomizer has been used, or say burner has been used, that is a electrothermal atomizer, or it is also called as a graphite furnace. It is non-flame technique in which electrically heated graphite furnace tube or say rods are sometimes used instead of high temperature flame to produce the ions from the sample. It is also called as the graphite furnace. The atomizer consists of the graphite tube about 50 mm in length and about 10 mm in internal diameter. The tube is arranged such a way that the ray of light passes along the axis of the tube, which is separated from the metal jacket by the gas space. Diagram of this particular thing is not obtained, that's why I am going back. Yes, it is right. I asked the student to draw the diagram from the book. Okay. I will send you the diagram especially. Okay. Then the tube is surrounded by the metal jacket through which water is circulated. The sample solution is introduced by the means of micropipette through a detachable window in the outer jacket and then into the graphite tube. The graphite tube is carefully heated electrically to remove the solvent from the solution. The current is then increases to first ash the sample and then to vaporize it to form metal atoms in the gaseous state. A stream of inert gas like the argon and the nitrogen flows in and around the tube to prevent the possible oxidant of the graphite material. The thermal atomizers are more sensitive because of entire sample is atomized and atoms remains in the optical beam for about 1 second. This is the advantage of the electrothermal atomizer. Then monochromator. The function of the monochromator, as already we have seen. What is the role of monochromator? Monochromator allows the radiation characteristics of the element to pass through, but it will absorb all other wavelengths. When the monochromator rotated, different wavelengths are focused one by one on the photocell. This scanning helps to detect the several elements simultaneously. Two types of the monochromators are used, already we have seen, quartz or say prism and a diffraction grating. It was a part of your 12th. Then the photo tube, or say you can call it as a detector. The beam from the monochromator falls on the photocathode of the photocell. Then the resulting electric current will be amplified and sent to the radar. PMT is used, photomultiplier tube is used. Magnitude of the electric current produced is directly proportional to the concentration of the emitting element. Readout meter. This resulting current, you can show it in the this point You can write in the amplifier. You cut this point from this side and write in the amplifier, and then last one is the readout meter. The output from the photocell is measured by the suitable galvanometer. The current is read on a readout device, which is usually calibrated to read transmittance or say absorbance or say both. A very simple technique it is again. What we have seen in the AS, that is the hollow cathode lamp and the electrothermal atomizer. These two things are there. The question will be there on this particular thing also. The diagram of this particular electrothermal atomizer is not here, that I will give you back. Here you can see the diagram of this electrothermal atomizer or say graphite furnace that we have seen. In that particular case, this jacket is there, removable window is there, water in is there, gas in is there, electrical connection is there. Then you can see sample is introduced over here. Then insulator is there, metallic jacket is there, water is coming out from this particular, water is in and then water is out. This is particularly tubing form. Okay, this is the diagram of this particular graphite furnace. In the book it is there, but it is I downloaded from the net. This is the graphite furnace or say electrothermal atomizer. Okay, this diagram you have to draw in the notes in the your book. Have you got this diagram? That diagram of the electrothermal atomizer I shown to you. In the component of the AS, we have first of all talk about the radiation source, that is a hollow cathode lamp. Their construction and their working we have seen already. Today we have discussed the rotating chopper, the function of the rotating chopper. I said rotating chopper have the mirror, rotating mirror. What will it will permits the beam to pass through the this particular one half of its period of rotation. During the other half, it is reflected and not allowed to pass. Then the result that an intermittent pulsating current will obtain, and such a beam produce the alternating current in the PMT. This particular intermittent pulsating current goes to the PMT and it will produce the AC current, and it will amplified by the amplifier valve. Otherwise, when radiation from the flame is continuous and produce the direct current in the phototube, which is not amplified valve, then the amplifier is turned to amplify the alternating current coming from the chopper. Then the atomizer, here important thing is that in the previous technique FES we have talked about the total consumption burner and the premix burner. They have the some drawbacks. Large amount of the sample is drained off in the flame atomizer in the premix burner, whereas same thing happened in the total consumption burner. That droplets are sometimes too large to undergo the atomization. But another atomizer is used over here, that is nothing but the electrothermal atomizers or say graphite furnace. And this electrothermal atomizer or say graphite furnace is a non-flame technique in which the electrically heated graphite furnace tubes are or rods are sometimes used instead of the high temperature flame which produce the ions from the sample. That atomizer consists of the graphite tube about the 50 millimeter in length and about 10 millimeter internal diameter that we have seen. The tube is arranged such that the ray of light pass along the axis of the tube, which is separated from the metal jacket by the gas space. The tube is surrounded by the metal jacket through which the water is circulated. The sample solution is introduced by the means of micropipette to the detachable window in the outer jacket and then into the graphite tube. The graphite tube is carefully heated electrically to remove the solvent from the solution, and then the current is then increases to first ash the sample and then to vaporize it to form the metal atoms in the gaseous state. The stream of the inert gas like the argon and nitrogen inert gas is used around the tube to prevent a possible oxidant of the graphite material. There should not be the any oxidation reaction should not be happened. That's why the inert gases has been used. The electrothermal atomizers are more sensitive because of the entire sample is atomized and atoms remains in the optical beam for about 1 second. Then we talk about the monochromator. That monochromator allows the radiation characteristics of the element to pass through, but it will absorb all other wavelengths that we seen already. If it is rotated, the different wavelengths are focused one by one on the photocell. This scanning helps to detect the several elements simultaneously. Generally, as we already seen, two types of the monochromators are used. One will be the quartz or glass, or another will be the diffraction grating. The next important thing is that whatever the beam coming from the monochromator will send to the photocell, where the photocathode is present, that photocathode will that particular produce the electric current. Generally, if the photomultiplier tube is used, the magnitude of the electric current produced is directly proportional to the concentration of the emitting element. Then this resulting electric current coming from the PMT is amplified and sent to the readout. The resulting electric current coming from the PMT is amplified by the amplifier and sent to the readout or say reader. Which readout meter is used? The output from the photocell is measured by suitable galvanometer. The current is read on a readout device, which is usually calibrated to read transmittance or absorbance or both. Are you getting this point? This is a very simple technique again. You can prepare both the techniques simultaneously. What are the different things we have seen in the FES? Two different types of the burner we have seen, and here we have seen this is particularly we can call it as a readout device, that is a radiation source, halocathode lamp, and a electrothermal atomizer. This four part is having their uniqueness. The exam the question in the subjective exam, the question is there always based on this part, or sometimes they may ask write the different components of the FES and the AS, explain this component in detail. Such a question comes in the exam. Remember this always. Whole question will not be there because too lengthy. 10 marks question it is, but for the 5 marks they may ask draw the schematic diagram of the AS, FAS, write the different components and explain one of the component in detail for the AS and the FES. That question may be there in the exam. Are you getting this point? Got this point well? Any query? Any doubt? Here you can see in the FES we have seen same thing is there. Two different types of the burner we have seen. That is a laminar flow and a premix burner or the total consumption burner. Then in this thing we have seen the halocathode lamp and electrothermal atomizer. These are the mix. That electrothermal atomizer comes so many times. That is why they given in the detail, because there is the diagram and description should be there. It has the 5 marks. Please read all these things well, because if you are reading it, then there will not be no problem. In the exam may be the subjective or say objective. You have to prepare for the both. Got this point? Please prepare it well. If you have any problem, any difficulty, any doubt, you can ask me. Please read these notes daily, because when you are reading it daily, then it is very easy to understood that part. And in daily lectures we are focusing the small part of the unit, and that's why I'm asking you to please go through daily with these lectures, so as to clear your doubts and clear the knowledge of this point, or say that concept. Please remember these things well. Please prepare for the any sort of the examination. Read all the notes carefully, because whatever the MCQs will be there, that will be based on these notes only, or say that part only, whatever given in your notes. Okay, please prepare this part well. If you have any doubt, any problem, you can ask me on the WhatsApp group, or say any mode you can use, you can call also. Thank you.